Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As-salatu was-salamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from all of us coming here to learn the language of the noble Quran. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us sadqa jariyah for our parents and make our children sadqa jariyah for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq to learn the language of the noble Quran and then teach others. Ameen ya Rab. I welcome you, my respected sisters, to today's class. I hope everybody is doing well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. If you are able to hear me loud and clear, please give me some feedback in the chat box. And you know the chat box is your answers. Please write here. That's the host where you need to send your messages. Barakallahu feek. Inshallah, we'll start the class very shortly. Alhamdulillah. So inshallah, we will continue with our chapter 3, lesson 6. We have done the text of the chapter in the previous class and we have attended a couple of exercises. We will do the rest inshallah and we'll finish the chapter today. So today we will see out of other things two words, ka'anna and lakinna. What's the meaning of ka'anna? Ka'anna means as if. And what's the meaning of lakinna? Lakinna means but. Where do these two letters belong to? Which category do they belong to? We already know that. They are sisters of inna. So they are inna wa akhwatuha. Like you studied in past, inna and la'alla. So today we will see two more of this group, lakinna and ka'anna. Here is the exercise. When we'll do this exercise, things will get clear. Because when you say that this is the same group, it means that they act in a similar way. So inna, what does inna do? Inna makes the ismu inna mansub and khabru inna marfu. The same thing lakinna and kanna will do. But only difference will be the change in the meaning, the difference in the meaning. Inna is used for tawqid, for emphasis, and translated as indeed. Whereas when we will see lakinna right now, it will mean but, right? And when we will see ka'anna in the next exercise, it will mean as if. So this will be the change in the meaning. And when we do the exercises, you will understand how they are used. So read the two examples, then join the two sentences using lakinna, knowing that lakinna is from the sisters of inna. One thing to remember is when inna, we bring the inna at the beginning of the sentence. So if we had the sentence, Zaidun mujtahidun, Zaid is hardworking. Now we want to add emphasis in that because maybe somebody else listening to us is not really sure about Zaid. So we say, indeed. We say, inna Zaidan mujtahidun, indeed. Zaid is hardworking, so that they can actually see the emphasis and they understand that, okay, we are recommending them in a way. But lakinna will not come in the beginning of the sentence. Lakinna will come in the middle of the sentence. And what with as you see in English, you say, but he is a very good man, but he's stingy. Or if you say to somebody, it's sunny outside, they would think it's hot, but you say it's sunny outside, but it's raining. You see, so you gave away something and then took away something. You may say there are many students in the class, and then you say, but the classroom is small. So when you're talking about the school and the number of students, so they may think when there are many students in the class, then the classrooms will be big. But you say no, classrooms are smaller. So when you use the but, what do? Something you have said earlier, you are making a little change in after that, after using the but, isn't it? We always say that I wanted to come with you, but I'm busy today. Sorry, I cannot come. So what you took away something what you were giving earlier. So this is what the meaning of lakinna and the usages we will see by doing the exercises. It'll become inshallah more clear when we will do the exercises. So at-tullabu kathirun, and then the word and the sentences al-faslu saghirun. You see, now you can't use these two sentences like that. You can't say teacher, students are many, classes are small. You have to use some word, isn't it? So what do? You use lakinna for that. You use lakinna at that point. So the students are many, but the class is small. So very easy. You are joining these two nouns and sentences, but not only you will use this if you want to negate some of what is being understood from the first sentence. It is obvious that when you say something like this, Hamidun Mujtahidun, next sentence, Hamid is hardworking. So it is considered, it is thought that his friends will also be hardworking. But you want to say something else, you say Hamidun Mujtahidun, Lakinna Sadiqahu Kaslan. Hamid is hardworking, but his friend is lazy. Right? I hope you're getting that. It's very, very easy, sisters. There's really nothing new in that, and it's very easy. Then Muhammadun Tawilun. And then you have a next sentence, Hamidun Qasirun. Muhammad is tall, Hamid is short. But how will you join? You will join it with lakinna. So you'll say Muhammadun Tawilun lakinna Hamidan Kasirun. So you see, originally, now we understood the meaning, we understood the usage. Now you see how it is affecting the sentence. It's doing in the same way as inna used to do. Look at this third one. You have a sentence, Muhammadun Tawilun. Muhammad is Mubtada, Tawilun is the khabar. You have another sentence, Hamidun, because there's a full stop here. Hamidun Qasirun. Hamid is Mubtada, Qasirun is the khabar. Now, what is happening? You are bringing lakinna. So you'll say Muhammadun Tawilun lakinna Hamidan Qasirun. You see, you're joining two sentences, but you are not making any changes in the first sentence because it is Mubtada and khabar. There's nothing coming before that. So why it will change? It will still remain Mubtada and khabar, but after Tawilun, you're using lakinna. Lakinna is from the sisters of Inna wa Akhwat wa. So what do? Inna makes the ismu inna mansoob. In other words, the word coming after inna will be made mansoob and the khabar of the word will become marfu. In other words, what was mubtada before, marfu form will now become mansoob and it will be called ismu inna. And khabar will become marfu and it will be called ismu khabaru inna. In the case of lakinna, you will say hamidan is ismu lakinna and qasirun is khabaru lakinna. So sisters, don't think it is too much. It is the same thing what we've learned in inna wa khawatwa. Simply understand the word inna has been changed and lakinna came instead. And inna used to come in the beginning, whereas lakinna is coming in the middle. The meaning of inna was indeed, meaning of lakinna is but. So there's no change other than that. It's not a new concept. Alhamdulillah, we have learned this concept earlier. This is just an addition to that concept. Aminatu mujtahidatun. Amina is hardworking, but her sister is lazy. So you had sentence Amina to Mujtahidun. Another sentence was Ukhtuha Kasla. How do you join both? Aminatun Mujtahidun lakinna Ukhtaha Kasla. Haza Darsu Tawilun. This lesson is long, but could be difficult. So you may think, the lesson is long, is going to be difficult. But the next sentence is Huwa Sahlun. How do you join these two using lakinna? Haza Darsu Tawilun. Lakinnahu Sahlun. What has happened here? What is difference between the previous sentences and this one? The only difference here is that before that, in the last four sentences, ismu lakinna was an apparent noun, somebody's name or maybe some proper noun where you could see the noun. Here in this one, the third one onward, what you are seeing is Damir is coming as ismu lakinna. Huwa sahlun. So huwa is marfu. What is the mansoob form of huwa? Hu. So we say lakinnahu sahlun. Can you say lakinna huwa sahlun? Is it possible to say lakinna and then after that use huwa, this one, and say sahlun? If you think yes, please press one. If you think no, then please press two, sisters. If you think after lakinna, you can straight away use huwa, this one, can you use this? This huwa, can we use after lakinna? No, we cannot. Why? Because this one is marfu. We know that this is a marfu word, marfu damir. And marfu damir cannot come after lakinna because lakinna, after lakinna, ismu lakinna will come. What will be the Arab of ismu lakinna? Ismu lakinna is always mansub, as we've seen from the inna because lakinna is the sister of inna. It will act the same way as inna does. So you have to bring a mansoob form. And what's the mansoob form? This small pronoun who is the marfu form. I hope you understand it full well. The next sentence is Sayyarati qadimatun. My car is old. So somebody think maybe it's just getting, it's old, so maybe it's not working properly. It's very, it keeps going to the mechanic very often. But you want to say, no, it's very strong. So you'll say, Sayyarati qadimatun lakinnaha qawiyatun. You see, ha we are using. We are not saying lakinna hiya qawiyatun. Why? Because hiya is the marfu form of the pronoun. And we need a mansoob pronoun. So this is the mansoob form of pronoun ha, lakinnaha qawiyatun. And then we have akhi mutazawwijun, ana azabun. My brother is married, but I am unmarried. So how will you say akhi mutazawwijun, lakinnani azabun, but I am unmarried. Ibrahimu faqirun. Ibrahim is poor. So it may be thought that his whole family is poor, but no, his uncle is very rich. So how will you say lakinna ammahu ghaniyun jiddan, but his uncle is very rich. Is it clear, sisters? Baytuka jamilun jiddan. So somebody tells me your house is very beautiful, but then they want to say it is small. How will you? They say lakinnahu saghirun. Your house is very beautiful, but it is small. So lakinna means but. Can we say lakinna huwa saghirun? Can we use this damir, sisters? Huwa? No, we cannot, because this is marfu. What we have to use is the mansoob damir, which is this one. This damir is the one which will come after lakinna. Why? Because lakinna will not accept the damir which is a marfu damir. It would require a mansoob damir because this damir is ismu inna. This pronoun after lakinna is called ismu inna, and ismu inna is always mansoob. So now come to another sister of inna, which is ka'anna. What's the meaning of ka'anna? Ka'anna means as if, when something is similar to something, right? We will do the exercise and you will understand. So read the two examples, then enter ka'anna to the following sentences and know that the ka'anna is the sister of inna. When we say sister of inna, it means, sisters, they are not always, they don't look same. They are not, they may look a little bit have similarity, but they will not be the carbon copy of each other. But because they are sisters, they will have certain things common. Maybe they will have some habits common, maybe have something else common. So this is why they are called inna wa khawatuha. But somebody may say, and sisters, remember, in this class, we are here to learn Arabic language, and we are here to learn Arabic language deeply. We are not here to just tick the boxes. So I'll tell you one thing here, because some sisters write the feedback messages in after the attendance, especially, uh, and I get information from the admin about it, that they say, oh, the concepts are coming too much. The too many things were discussed in the book. Number one thing, if something is in the book, then I have to discuss that. I cannot leave that, because what's going to happen is, if Sheikh Abdul Rahim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on his soul, if he is writing something in some chapter or some exercise, it means he's going to bring it back again in the other chapter and the other chapter and the other chapter. If we don't discuss it today, then when it will come in the next chapter, there'll be other new things over there as well. What are we going to do? We will be stuck with things lost and we'll not be able to understand. We don't just want to do the transition and move forward. We want to really understand that. However, sometimes I try to add some additional information for you to understand. For example, Arabic names. At this stage, it is okay if you don't know the Arabic names for certain things. But what is the benefit of knowing Arabic and English, both names? Benefit is, think it like if somebody gives you their phone number. What happens if they say, oh, this is my number, and you didn't write? Afterwards you think, oh, it was 0748 or 58. Oh, so it was 07486130. And then you think it was 518630. So there's some doubt, but still some numbers stick to your mind. You may be try dialing both numbers and you will find one number is correct. So if you have two names, one in Arabic and one in English, it is possible that you will forget one name, but at least you will have other name in your mind, or you will have at least some connection you will be able to make. So that name, whenever that will come again in the class, outside the class, you'll be able to think, oh, I read about it. What was it? And then you will think hard. It's not that you think, something new, I didn't know that. So this is the benefit. However, if you don't want to really focus on the Arabic name at this stage, in this level, is fine. Just hear me out for the English names and remember the English names. right? So, and whenever there's an additional information coming, I sometimes try to say to you that this is an additional information. If you understand, it's fair enough. If you don't understand, don't worry about it. We will deal with it, inshallah, in future lessons. My point of giving additional information are a couple. One of this is that you get something extra from the lesson. So when you open the Quran, you are able to understand something, inshallah, better and earlier than maybe other students who are doing Madinah book on their own or doing somewhere else. Maybe they will study something in chapter 10, but you will get some idea of that thing, not the 100% thing. And when you will open the Quran, you will be able to see, oh, this is there. I don't know 100% about it, but I know this is the concept. So when that concept will come in the future, you will be more prepared. Number second thing is when you come to the class, it is always good to learn something ahead, be ahead of the curve. So when, once again, when those things will show up in the next chapter or the chapter after that, you will not find that you are overwhelmed, right? So this is the benefit of having additional things, and I usually address them and tell them that these are additional. If you want to leave it is fine. So let's carry on with the lesson. I thought it's best that I share with you so you don't feel worried that, oh, I did not understand 100% lesson. If you understand only 40%, sisters, you are doing excellent. You don't need to understand each and everything at this stage. Nobody can memorize 100% of the lesson unless and until they've done this course 5 times before. If you are new to it and your understanding is 40%, you're doing excellent. Means out of 10 things, you only understood 4 things. You are doing excellent job. If you understand only 2 things, 10 or 20, you are still doing okay. Yeah, so don't worry about it, please. So let's do ka'anna. What's the meaning of ka'anna? Ka'anna means as if. So look at this sentence. Man hadha al-fata? Ka'annahu akhuka. You will read the translation, will understand the meaning. Who is this young man? It looks as if he's your brother. So what is the as if? As if. Man hadhi tiflatu? Who is this young child or young girl? كأنها أختك. It looks like as if she is your sister. See something which looks like the other, then you use the word كأن. Like lakinna, كأن will also usually come in the beginning of the sentence. It can come in the middle, but then there must be some context before that, right? هو زميلك. We start with this one. Man hadi tifluka kannaha ukhtuki. Who is this child, young girl? It looks like as if she is your sister. Then you have huwa zamiluka. So you say ka'annahu zamiluka. They are not giving many sentences before that, just to keep it brief. So you can use it in the beginning if you want to. So if a sentence is huwa zamiluka, how will you say as if he is your colleague? You will simply add ka'anna. And this huwa, can we use this huwa, sisters? I think you should not make a mistake here. Who think we can use this huwa after kanna? Please press 1 if you think we can use this marfu huwa, this damir. Alhamdulillah, you all understand that we cannot use this because this huwa can only sit in the chair of marfu, right? So basically it can sit in the chair of mubtada, but it cannot sit in the chair of mansub. So it cannot sit in the chair of ismu inna. And ka'anna is the sister of inna, so it cannot sit in the chair of ismu ka'anna as well. For ismu ka'anna, you need this damir. Ka'annuka كأنه زميله. Number 2, هي طبيبة. The translation is she is a doctor. But if you want to say it looks as if she's a doctor, how will you say كأنها طبيبة? فكأن is from sister of Anna, Inna wa Anna, and ha is the dhamir, which is a mansub form of hiya. So كأنها طبيبة means it looks as if she is a doctor. Then hum tullabun. They are students, but now you want to say they look like students. Maybe they are very grown-up boys or girls, and you think they're students or they've just graduated from this place. So you say كأنهم طلاب. It looks as if they are students. And then the sentence is anta maridun, you are sick. But if you meet somebody and you think they look like that, how do you say كأنك maridun? It looks as if you are sick. If you say annaka maridun means you are sick, but you want to say you look like sick. So you say كأنك maridun. Where is this ka coming from, sisters? Which is this ka pronoun? This ka is a mansub form of anta. Right? Anta is the marfu form from you, one male, and this ka is the mansub form. This is a attached pronoun which can sit in the chair of mansub. Right? Huwa mudarrisun jadidun. He is a new teacher, but you want to say it looks as if he is a new teacher. How will you say it looks as if? You will say ka'anna, and then huwa will be changed into hu, and then mudarrisun and jadidun. So if we do the analyze and grammatical analysis, what do we say? Ka'anna is from akhwatu kana, who is the ismu kana, mudarrisun is the khabaru kana, and jadidun is the khabar. And then anti ukhtu Maryama. So original sentence was, you are sister of Maryam, but you don't know for sure. She looks like. So how will you say ka'annaki ukhtu Maryam? It looks as if you are sister of Maryam. Is it clear? Says everybody understanding that? So we have studied two words now. Lakinna and ka'anna, they both belongs to the group of inna wa akhwatuha. When we say the both belongs to that group, it means they make the mubtada ism and make it mansoob, and they make khabar marfu, and khabar will be named after them. So khabaru ka'anna and ismu ka'anna. Ismu lakinna and khabaru lakinna. I hope it is clear, sisters. Then numbers. Today we've got few things, but things are connected to the previous one. So what we have learned right now was something not new. We didn't have to go through whole understanding that what happens to ism and khabar. We already knew that. So we simply added two new things. For the numbers as well, part of it is something we already know that. So numbers 3 to 10, we have already done that in our previous level, right? Numbers 3 to 10, number is called adad, and what you are counting is called ma'dud. Numbers do not accept tanween. Numbers do not accept alif and lam. Ma'dud is always plural, like ikhwatin is plural, it's always majroor, as we can see it is majroor, and it's opposite in gender, like thalathatu ikhwatin, right? So number will be always opposite, arba'atu tullabin, and we will look at the singular of this ma'dud, what we are counting. We will not look at the plural. We know that we'll not look at tullab. We will see what is a singular talibun. Okay, talib is a masculine word, so we will use the feminine form of the number. So we have done that 3 to 10 before, right? It's all clear, Alhamdulillah. And then now it's a turn for numbers 11 to 19. 11 to 19 will be coming in two lessons. In this lesson, we will see with masculine ma'dud. We know what is ma'dud. Ma'dud means what we are counting. So we said that in this lesson, we will learn about numbers 11 to 19. How do they look like when what we are counting is masculine? So Taliban means masculine students. So let's see how these numbers behave. What are these numbers? So first of all, in Arabic, these numbers are called al-a'dadul murakkaba. Why they are called like this? In English, the translation will be compound word. Why they are called compound words? Because they come in two groups. They don't come like thalathatu. Look at this one. For example, if you look at this one, thalathu akhawatin. Akhawatin is the ma'dud. How many numbers are there? Just one number, right? Thalathu, arba'u, khamsu. It's not a group of words, it's just one word. But in this one, when you will see there are, it's coming as thalathata ashara, arba'ata ashara, ahada ashara, ithna ashara. So ahada ashara means 11. Ithna ashara means 12. Thalathata ashara means 13. Arba'ata ashara means 14. Khamsata ashara means 15. Sittata ashara means 16. Sab'ata ashara means 17. Thamaniyata ashara means 18. And tis'ata ashara means 19. So before we open up this middle part, let's quickly see about these numbers once again. The other is a murakkab. So these numbers are the compound words, means made up of two parts. Whereas numbers 3 to 9, they are not two parts, they're just one. And these numbers are all fixed. Mabni. It means they will not change how they look like, whether they come in the form of mubtada, they come in the khabar, in the form of khabar, they come as mansoob, they come after harf jar, they will remain same, spelling will remain same. We will see that inshallah in a while. So these two parts, ahada ashara or ithna ashara or thalathata ashara, they are called adad, numbers. This is a common sense. When I say 13, I ask what is 13, you will say it's number. And what we are counting, which is ma'dud, is called tamiz. Is called tamiz. So what you're counting is called tamiz. We have studied tamiz before, right? Which comes after come. You remember come when we want to ask about some quantity? Become hadha, how much is this for? So come taliban fil fasli, how many students in your class? So the word which comes after come is called tamiz, right? So here, what is coming after the numbers is called tamiz. What's the use of tamiz? Tamiz is used to remove the ambiguity if there's any confusion, because if I say 13, and I stop, you may think, what 13? Am I talking about 13 pens, 13 houses, 13 tables, 13 students? But when I say ثلاثة عشر طالبا, 13 students, now the ambiguity is gone. Confusion is gone. Now you're clear that what are these numbers about, right? I hope it is clear. So this is other than Madud. So what happens with the number is, it's easy. 11 and 12, they will match in everything. Nothing will be opposite to each other. You see, they are matching in everything. There is no opposite gender like we've seen before. Thalathatu tullabin, three students. So there we had number was in a feminine form in the previous lessons, and we've seen this that slide today as well. And the ma'dud, what we were counting, was in masculine form. But for this number 11 and number 12, everything will match. Ahada ashara taliban, ithna ashara taliban, 11 students, 12 students. What will be the spelling if it is feminine? That we will see in upcoming lesson. This lesson, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on the soul of Sheikh Abdurrahim, is making things very easy. Number is a bit of a topic in Arabic language. He has broken it down very simple and very easy. So today we will only see what is happening with the numbers when they are coming with masculine madud. In me, it means when we are counting the masculine. So both parts of this word agrees with the gender of the madud. So it's very, very simple. Now look at the second thing. What will happen to number 13 to 19? That is very easy as well. What's going to happen is, I will take you, this is saying that the part one of the compound word is opposite in gender to the madud. I'll take you back to the previous slide, and you see here, remember this rule, the same rule is being applied there. I'll tell you how. Look how numbers 3 to 10 were dealt with. Every time what you were counting was masculine, your number will be feminine. If what you were counting was feminine, your number will be masculine. So it was opposite. Number and what you were counting were opposite, correct? Do you remember that, sisters? I hope you do. This is the same thing happening here. Look at this. The number, what you're counting, is opposite to what you are counting. And the second part, the beauty is, second part, you're always going to write ashara, 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 ashara. So you don't have to worry about that. Only thing is, when you will have a feminine madud, then this ashara will have a ta marbuta. But that we are not doing right now. For today's class, all you need to think is, if I ask you, tell me how to say 13 male students, so you will simply think, okay, what is the 13? 13 is 3 plus 10. So salatha means was 3, ashara means 10. So 10 plus 3, 13. So you have to only think about the first part, salatha. It's going to be salathata or salatha, but you think in your mind, what am I counting? Oh, I'm counting male students, is going to be feminine number, thalathata. If I ask you about the pens, tell me 13 pens, how will you say in Arabic? So you will think qalam. Qalam is masculine. What kind of the gender of the number should I have? Oh, I should have the opposite one. Khalas, you will come with thalathata. So this is the same idea what you have learned before. So you don't have to worry about this. So when you see numbers from 13 to 19, you simply have to do is, you have to look at what you are counting and bring the first part of number as the opposite to that. And second part is anyway going to be ashara, or with the ta if it's a feminine, but we are not doing it now. So it's really, really easy, isn't it, sisters? We'll do some exercises and things will become more and more easy, inshallah. So here we go. Ahada ashara taliban, 11 students. Ithna ashara taliban, 12 students. Thalathata ashara taliban, 13 students. So if you look at 12 and 13 and 14, what is it basically? You may write in maths, if you want to write 4 plus 10 is 14. 5 plus 10 is 15. So in Arabic, everything is written simple, unit-wise. Khamsa means 5, ashara means 10. 5 plus 10 is how much? 15 students. Sitta plus ashara. Sittata means what? 6. Ashara means 10. 6 plus 10, 16. So this is 60 students. Sab'ata ashara. How much is sab'ata? Sab'ata is 7. Number 7. Ashara is 10. So number 7 plus number 10 is 17. So this is 17 students. You see, sister, this is another way of looking at it. I could say, just say sittata ashara, sab'ata ashara, but alhamdulillah, we are breaking down it into further small chunks so we can understand that. Tamaniyat ashara taliban, 18 students. Tis'ata ashara taliban, 19 students. Ishruna taliban, 20 students. I hope it is very clear. Now let's test if we understood or not. What will we do here? Ahada ashara taliban for 11. Ithna ashara taliban for 12. What will we do here? Thalathata, you tell me the middle number, because I understand and I know, alhamdulillah, that you understood that number is going to be opposite. And as you can see everywhere, number is feminine, what you're counting is masculine. Number is feminine, sittata, taliban is masculine. Sab'ata, ending with ta marbuta, is masculine. What you're counting is the number sab'ata is feminine, what you're counting is masculine. What is going to come in the middle? Just number 10. And what's for number 10? Ashara, ashara, ashara. So sittata, how do you say for 16 students? Sittata ashara taliban. For 17, sab'ata ashara taliban. For 18, thamaniyata ashara taliban. For 19, tis'ata ashara taliban. And for 20, ishruna taliban. That is it. Now I told you one more thing. And that thing was that these numbers are fixed, whereas the numbers from 3 to 9, they are not fixed. So number 11 to 19 are fixed except for number 12. So what is the meaning of fixed? Fixed means they're mabni. We know the meaning of mabni, sisters, don't we? Mabni means that those words do not change their form, do not change their shakal. If you look at the word hada, or you look at damir hu, or you look at the word hadi, or you look at the word man, or you look at harf jar fi ila, do they change their shakal? No, they don't change the shakal. So let's not consider harf jar or anything here, but just think of hada, for example. Hadihi. You say hadihi, Aishatu, hadihi is muktada. Muktada is also always marfu, but we see there's a kasra in the end on hadihi, on the ha. But does it mean it is majroor? No. Why we can't see dhamma? Because it is mabni, it is fixed. So the things which do not change its form, they stay in the same shakal, are called mabni. And those who change their form, they are called mu'arab. In English, you could say those who change are called not fixed or changeables, and those who cannot change are called fixed. However way you find easy, take that as your explanation. So if we look at this comparison, when we had only, look at the translation, I have 3 reals. So thalathatu is what is mubtada, indi is what? Indi is khabar muqaddam, because our mubtada did not have alif and lam, and the khabar was the phrase khabar. So we have learned this rule, alhamdulillah. In this case, mubtada will come second and khabar will come first. Masalan, fil fasli talibun. Talibun do not have alif and lam attached to this. So you cannot say talibun fil fasli. You will make it reverse. Fil fasli talibun, right? So same thing is here. In the, I have thalathatu riyalatin. So mubtada marfu. So thalathatu, you can see dhamma is there. And then I want 3 riyals. Uridu. So I want is a verb and the doer. And what is affecting the verb is called object. In Arabic is called mafulun bihi. The i'rab of mafulun bihi is always mansub. You will always see it mansub. Masalan, daraba hamidun zaydan. Qara'a Muhammadun kitaban. Muhammad read the book. Kataba Zaydun ar-risala. Zayd wrote the letter. So you see, those words are mansub. So here, look, what is uridu? Thalathata riyalatin. So thalatha is mansub. As we can see, it is showing a fatha. Next one, this pen cost 3 riyals. Hadha al-qalamu bi thalathati riyalatin. Because of harf jarba, thalatha has got the kasra in the end. Now look at these examples. Same examples what we've seen at in the previous one. The only difference is instead of 3, now we are talking about 13. In the thalathata ashara riyal, and I have 13 riyals. You see, thalathata is mubtada like it was here. But is there any dhamma? No. Why? Because it is mabni, it is fixed. Uridu thalathata ashara riyalan. I want 13 riyals. So same thing, thalathata is playing the role of object of the verb. Maf'ulun bihi, mansub. Is this fatha because it is mansub? No, because this is its original shakal. It's not because mansub. It happens to be that there was a fatha originally, so you can see it's fatha, but this is not the because of the verb. It is because this is how it was. هذا القلم بثلاثة عشر ريالا. This pen is for, this pen costs 13 riyals. So you see, harjar ba is coming, but thalathata is not becoming thalathati. So what do we learn? We learn that numbers from 11 to 19, except number 12. We will see the examples of number 12, inshallah, in future lessons. Except for number 12, all of these numbers, 11 or 12 or 13 or 14 or 15, sorry, not 12, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, all of these numbers are fixed. Whether they are coming as mubtada, they are coming as mafulun bi, there's a harf jar before that, they will not change. How do they look? Now, here we have the examples. but we have many things to do, so we'll not spend too much time on the example. The previous slide was telling you something, that these numbers are fixed, and this exercise is saying the same thing. So we will read the translations, but we'll not go into analyzing that what is the Arab where, because the idea behind this exercise perhaps is, wallahu alam, so that the students can understand that these numbers do not change. How do they look like? So this is the similar example to what we've seen. Fil firstly, tis'ata ashara taliban, in the class are 19 students. So tis'ata ashara, 19 should be marfu, but look, it's not coming as marfu. The Arab is marfu, but in the writing you cannot see any dhamma. The Arab is marfu, it is a marfu, but it will not change its shakal. In the same thing, I have 15 books. خمسة عشر كتابا باللغة العربية. I have 15 books in Arabic language. و إثنى عشر كتابا باللغة الفرنسية. And 12 books in French language. رأى يوسف عليه السلام في المنام أحد عشر كوكبا. Yusuf alayhi salam saw 11 stars in a dream. عندي 20 ريالا. I have 20 reals. كم فندقا في هذا الشارع. How many hotels are in this street? فيه 13 فندقا. 13 hotels are in it. 14 is the 14. في هذه المدينة 14 masjidan. In this city there are 14 masjids. So you see, if this ثمن هذا الكتاب, the price of this book is 17 riyals. 17 riyalan. So this was our numbers from 11 to 19. Now, a sister may think that I'm going quicker. I'm not going quicker, right? If any of one of us is not revising our previous lessons and they have forgotten the numbers totally, yes, they will find it this way. But those who are already revising their lessons, then they understand the numbers, what we have studied before. They remember that for them, it's simple. There's no much difference except for one or two things. So isn't it better that we spend time of the things which are coming new in this chapter? Because we have to end this chapter in today's class, right? The Medina book 2 will take you to intermediate to a bit advanced level in understanding Arabic language, sisters. So there is going to be material covered in that book. You can't just come to the class and not revise. This is not going to work. You cannot just be week to week and think that you will be able to do that. Book 1 is the different thing. Book 2, you need to revise, you need to practice, you need to go back and forth through your revision. And another good thing is, even if you are doing all of this and you still find at some point there was something you were not able to understand and you would like me to repeat, instead of me repeating, isn't it better that you go back to the recording? You can increase or decrease the speed. You can repeat as many times as you like. So let's continue with the lesson. Whatever is there which you think needs to be repeated, you can go back to the lesson recording and you can watch that and you can see that. And another beneficial thing is, sometimes we think we have a question we are not able to understand because we are not being patient. So in that point, if you thought, okay, you know what, I need to watch a recording for this thing I wasn't able to understand, you just made a note of it. Perhaps by the end of the class we discussed that thing again, more exercises came and it got cleared, and you will just rub it. Oh no, I understood in the lesson, I don't need to even watch the recording. What it tells us that we need to be patient. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you all in ilm, sisters. Please stay with me and please focus. So numbers are of two categories: cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers. What are cardinal numbers? Are the numbers we usually do, the ones we just did: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is when we are counting, but they are not for tartib. They are not the sequencing, right? They're not for the arrangement. If I want to say third students, will I say 3 students or third student? If I want to say I live on 4th floor, or shall I say I live on 4 floors? It will mean that I occupy 4 floors. No, I want to say my office is on the 4th floor. If I say my office and then I say 4 floors, what is the meaning of that? It's wrong. So 4 is a different word and 4th is a different word. Like 1 is different and first is different. Somebody came first in the class, or this is your first house, or this is your first child, or this is your first book. It is different than saying this is my one book and this is my one house. You see what I'm saying? So numbers are of two types. Even in English, you will find cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers. Ordinal numbers are when you are doing the tartib, and cardinal numbers are when you are counting. So today we will see that, inshallah. Ad-darsul awwalu. We see every time when we open the book, the lesson, ad-darsul awwalu, ad-darsul thani, ad-darsul salis. We don't say third lesson. Salasatul dars, salasatul dars, different. If we say salasatul durus, three lessons, this is different than saying third lesson. So what is the meaning of ad-darsul awwal? Ad-darsul awwal means the first lesson. Ad-darsul thani means second lesson. Ad-darsul salis is third lesson. Ad-darsul rabi, fourth lesson. Fifth lesson. Ad-darsul sadis, sixth lesson. As-sabi, seventh. الدرس الثامن, eighth lesson. الدرس التاسع, ninth lesson. الدرس العاشر, the 10th lesson. What are these numbers called? These numbers in Arabic are called al-adad al-tartibiyu. It's not idadiyya. Idadiyya is for counting. This is tartibiyu. Tartibiyu is the numbers which in English you say ordinal numbers. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Is everybody with me, sisters? Did you understand? Okay, let me repeat. Numbers are of two types, cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers. When you say 1, 2, 3, 4, you are counting things. You are not numbering things. When you're numbering first student and second student, the third student, he came first in the class, he came second in the class, he came fifth in the class. Yeah, this is my fifth glass of water in the day today. This is my third cup of tea today. So this is different than first, second, third, fourth, this counting, right? I hope you understand. So 1, 2, 3 numbers are called cardinal numbers, and first, second, three are called ordinal numbers. All you need to know is, like cardinal numbers, we have seen thalathatu and thalath in two forms, masculine and feminine. Likewise, ordinal numbers also are masculine and feminine. Today, we will only look at the masculine. Ad-darsul awwal, ad-darsul thaniyu, ad-darsul thalithu. So third lesson will be called ad-darsul thalithu. But if it's a third car, we'll say as-sayyaratu thalithatu, third car. If it's a pen, fourth pen, we will say al-qalamu rabi'u, the fourth pen. If it's a fourth bag, what will we say? How will we say, sisters? Any idea? Al-haqibatu rabi'atu. Ad-darsul khamisu means fifth lesson. If I want to say once again, fifth car, how will I say? As-sayyaratul khamisatu. So I hope it is clear. These things will come with the practice. In the class, we understand the concept, we do some practice, we send you some notes and some homework. And then if you open the book and solve these exercises, inshallah, you will be done, sisters. So here is the exercise. So let's see if we were able to understand that. Today, we will be doing it live. So what we have to do is make the adjectives of the following nouns with the ordinal numbers derived from the numbers mentioned in the front of them. So if you might have understood that, what is the combination of this word ad-darsul awwal, ad-darsul thaniyu? Isn't it naat and manut? Baytun jadidun, baytun kabirun, madinatun saghiratun, qalamun maksurun. Remember that? We have done that naat and manut when first word is a naat, manut, second word is a naat, and they both match in everything, in gender, in number, in Arab. If manut has alif and lam, then the naat will have alif and lam. If manut does not have alif and lam, then the naat will not have alif and lam. At-talibul jadidu, both have alif lam, alif lam. If there is manut is only talib, you will say talibun jadidun. If it's a car, you will say sayaratun jadidatun. But if sayaratun has got alif lam, as-sayaratu, then you will say al-jadidatu. Remember that. So these numbers are also naat and manut. So al-yawm, what will you say? If you want to say eighth day, al-yawmuth thaminu. You can look from here if you want to and choose the answers if you want to. Al-yawmuth thaminu means eighth day, right? And these numbers, as you can see, for your ease, these numbers, adad, are also given here. Wahid, ithnan, thalathun, arbaun, khamsun, sittun, sabun, thamaniyun. So these are the ordinary numbers, cardinal numbers, where you just count, whereas ordinal numbers are for tartib, where you do the sequencing, first, second, third, fourth, right? So what the exercise is about ordinal numbers. So how will you say eighth day once again? Al-yawmu thaminu. How will you say the third student? At-talibu al-thalithu. How will you say the 10th lesson? Ad-darsul ashiru. Look at this. You will choose masculine form, right? Al-ashiru. Why not ashira? Who can tell me, sisters? Why I'm not saying ad-darsul ashiratu? Anybody? Very good, because we said this is Naat and Manut. These numbers comes as if they are Naat and Manut. So if your Manut is masculine, can your Naat have feminine? Can you say talibun jadidatun? No, you must say talibun jadidun. And can you say talibatun jadidun? No, you must say talibatun jadidatun. In each case, your masculine man'ut should have masculine naat. Your feminine man'ut should have feminine naat. But in today's lesson, we are only dealing with these ones. In future, inshallah, we will have more things coming. So, as ninth page. So, what will we say? As-safhatu tasiyatu or as-safhatu tasiyu? It's different from the others, isn't it? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Sheikh Abdul Rahim. So look how beautifully before that he brought in the naat which was muzakkar, masculine. So the naat was also masculine, man'ut masculine, naat masculine. Here your man'ut, what you're counting the page, as-safhatu, it is feminine. So what will you do? Your number will be at-tasiyatu, at-tasiyu. You will say at-tasiyatu, the ninth page. And then al-juz, the first part, I will say al-juzul awwalu. Fissanati the fourth year, I will say in the fourth year, Fissanatir Rabi'ati. You will not say Rabi'u because your Man'ut is with Alif Lam, so your Naat will be Alif Lam. You see one more beautiful thing here. Your Man'ut had the Kasra because it is coming after Fi, so your Naat is also having Kasra, right? Because it is the Naat. And it has to follow Man'ut in Arab as well. At-talibatu as-sadisatu, the sixth student. How will you say the seventh house? It says, I will let you now decide. I hope all of you come to the class with the notepads and you write. If you cannot write in the chat box, it's fine, but I have requested you, please do make notes in your notebook and please do write answers as well. And when we see what is the correct answer, then take accordingly in your book. If it was not correct, then please correct it. So I will say seventh lesson. Well done. Al baitu sabi'u. We can't say as-sabi'atu. Al ghurfatu, fifth room. But can which form of the number will take? Al khamisatu or al khamisu? Very easy. We'll just look at the word which is coming before that is our man'ut. If man'ut is feminine, then we'll say al khamisatu. And then al juz'u. How will we say second part? Al juz'u thani. Al juz'u thani. Right? So here's an additional information given, but alhamdulillah, we can see here, it's saying al-awwal is used for masculine. If you want to use for muannas, you will say al-ula. So for the student, you will say at-talibul awwalu. But for taliba, you will say at-talibatul ula. So al-awwal is the masculine form of the word number one here, first rather, and al-ula is the feminine form of first. I hope it is clear, sisters. Now here, something new, but not very new. Here it says that the teacher faces the students forming questions. Let me just make it clear here, inshallah. What is this? These are the questions which have negation in that. The question which has negation in that. What happens when somebody asks you a question which has negation? One question is, Ahadha kitabun. Is this a book? There's no negation. But if somebody says in a way where, is this not a book? So it's still a question, but the word not is included, right? So in Arabic, if the questions are like that, then answers have a little bit change. You will not simply say la and na. Rather, when you want to say yes, you will say bala. Let's look at this one. So if we have an example here, anta min al Hindi, you are from India, and the person is not sure. Alaysa kadhalik, and we know the meaning of laysa, sisters. Laysa means not. So he's saying, is that not so? Or is it not so? So, and if you are from India, how will say bala? What's the meaning of bala? Bala means yes, indeed. You will not say naam. Naam will only be used when the question has got no negation in that. If the question has the negativeness in that, you will use bala if you agree to the person. It will mean yes, indeed. Ana min al Hindi, I am from India. And then the next question, anta maridun. Alaysa kadhalik, you are sick, are you not? Or you may translate, is that not so? Translation, it depends how we translate. But the crux is, alaysa kadhalik is a question. Question, how you know it's a question? Because there's Hamzatul Istifham. And how you know that there's a negative element? Because of laysa. Laysa is meaning not. Is that not so? And if you are sick, what will you say? Bala, yes, indeed, I am sick. So this is all you need to remember for now, at least for this slide, is that if the question has got a negation and you agree to the questioner, you are going to say yes in your mind, then in Arabic you'll say bala. Bala will mean yes, Indeed. And then we have another thing here, ayyuhuma. What is ayyuhuma? Let's look at ayyuhuma. Let's look in the Quran, Surah Al-Mulk. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. There's an ayah before that, and then Alladhi khalaqa al-mawta wal hayata liyabluwakum ayyukum ahsanu amala wa huwa al-azizul ghafur. He is the one who created death and life in order to test which of you is best in deeds, and he is the Almighty, all forgiving. We know from book 1, ayyu means which, and kum here is coming as the damir. So together it means which of you. What's the meaning? Which of you? So if you look at this one, this is just a live class exercise. I mean, on-site class exercise. We are doing it online. So here, teacher points toward two students and say, Hadani talibani. These two are two students. Ayyuhuma atwalu. Which one of them is taller? Here is the transition given. Which one of them is the taller? So ayyuhuma, in the Quran we see ayyu and then kum coming. Kum means you all, right? Huma is here, is meaning you. What's the meaning of huma? One or two? Two. Huma is used for two of them. So which one of them? So basically what they are just teaching is that when you use ayyu and add the pronoun, the meaning will be according to the pronoun, and the meaning will be which one of them. If it was, who can tell me, if it was not about the two students, if it was about the all students, what will you use for ayyu? In other words, if you have to say in English, which of them, not which one of them, which of them, which of them, when you're talking about the plural masculine, you will say ayyuhum, because huma is used for dual, whereas hum is used for all plurals, males, third person, right? So ayyuhum, ayyuhuma, ayyukum, ayyukuma. I hope you're getting that. This is all the point is that ayyu means which, and if you come up with the damir after that, it will be translated like that. For example, in this case, we are attaching huma, so it will be translated as which one of them. And in the Quran, we see ayyukum, which means which of you. And then the teacher point towards the book and say, Hadani kitabani, ayyuhuma ajmalu. Wahakata. And points toward the two books and says, these are two books, which one of them is beautiful, and so on. So he can keep asking questions like that. But I hope you got that, sisters. So these are the new words, right? Al-kalimatul jadidatu. Mahja'un means hostel, and the plural is hostels. Kawkabun means stars, and Jama plural is kawakib, means stars. Wasi'un means spacious. Fariqun means team, and the plural for team is furaqaw. Shaqiqun is the full brother, means not a half brother. Ashiqqaw is full brothers plural. Thamanun is the price, and alamun is the world. Look, alimun is a scholar. You see, sisters, when we recite the Quran, every time our teacher tells us that be careful, you don't change the harakat. You see how major differences make just to bringing down one fatha down as a kasra, or other way around. Alamun is the world and alimun means scholar. The only difference is alamun has got a fatha on the lam, whereas alimun has got a kasra on the lam. Shahirun means famous. Shahrun means month, or shuhurun means months. La'ibun is the player. La'ibuna means the players. Fil manami means in the dreams. Now, I want to say something else. I want to discuss something else today. Hopefully, you will get a kind of assignment for that as well. But I want you to pay attention and understand that it was done perhaps before, but now in this book, we will be getting seriously into the verbs and trying to understand the verbs, because we have done enough of the nouns. But when we open the Quran, you will find many verbs. We need to understand the verbs as well for us, in order for us to understand the Quran. So let's see. Verbs, right? What we have seen earlier was that, well, how many type of words are there in Arabic language? Ism, which is noun, particles, and then the words. Only three types, right? We have nouns like talibun, baytun, yasirun, or we have particles like inna wa akhawatuha. We are doing these days inna, walakinna, wala'alla, or we have harf jar, fi, ala, min, ila, and more particles, inshallah. They'll come in future. And then the third part of speech in Arabic is verbs, action. Kataba, akala, masha, he read, he ate, he walked. So let's look at the verbs a little bit more. Type of verbs in Arabic language are three. Al-madi, that means past tense, as in English. Example is fa'ala, he did, or you could have another example, kataba, he wrote, or you could have another example, zahaba, he went. And then there's something called mudare. In English, you have a present tense and future tense. Two are different. In Arabic, this is only one verb which is called al-mudare, and that can be used for both present tense and future tense, depending on how you are using or what is the context. We will learn that inshallah in future. Right now, we're just getting a introduction. So al-mudare is the name of the verb in Arabic language, which can give you the meaning of present tense or future tense, depending on how are you using in the sentence. So if you have a verb yaf'alu, means he is doing, or as I said to you, it can have a future meaning as well, he will do. If you have a verb, we studied kataba, right? Kataba means he wrote. If I want to say in present tense, I'll say yaktubu. That would be translated as he is writing or he will write. Yadhhabu, he is going or he will go. Yakulu, he is eating or he will eat. So this is the second type. And the third type, which doesn't exist as in verb, wallahu alam, as far as any, wallahu alam. In English, which is called al-amr, that is imperative verb. In Arabic, there's one type of verb which is called al-amr. What is al-amr? Al-amr is command, order. But in asl, command basically is a talab. In Arabic language, it is also called as talab, demanding something. So you have a verb, you see fa'ala, he did, yaf'alu, he is doing. If you want to ask someone to do, how will you say if'al means do. We have also seen in the previous lessons, if you have a verb dhahaba, yadhhabu, if you want to say somebody go, you will say idhhab, go. Kataba yaktubu means he wrote or he is writing. But if you want to order somebody to write, you say uktub. So you are commanding someone. So just to summarize what we've discussed, in Arabic, there are three type of verbs. Al-madi, which can have a meaning of past tense. Al-mudare, which can have a meaning of present tense or future tense, depending on the usage. And al-amr, which can have the meaning of command or imperative. More details, inshallah, we'll do that. Today, we are just looking at the very broader picture. We'll do a lot more than inshallah, than what we are doing now, and you will understand. One more thing I want you to please note is that Arabic verbs can consist of 3 or 4 letters. It means all Arabic words will only have 3 or 4 root letters. Root letters mean those are huruful asliya. There could be other letters, but that letters are there just to change a little bit meaning, maybe to add some meaning, maybe to just amend a little bit of meaning. So what happens is, how do you identify that? One way, this is an additional information. All this is additional information. So if you have a verb, if you take out some letter and if it does not totally destroy meaning, in other words, if there are 4 letters and I say it's a verb and maybe there's one additional letter in those 4 letters, if you take this letter and the meaning, that 3 letters still makes some meaning, it means these 3 are huruful asliya. But if you take some letter out and there's no meaning, it means you actually have taken out the root letter. So let's see once again. A verb can consist of 3 root letters or 4 root letters. Inshallah, 4 letter verbs will be learned in later lessons. But just for now, 3 root letter verbs are called thulathi and the 4 root letter verbs are called rubai. Examples for 3 root letters is nasara, helped, or indicative meaning is to help. Ba'athara is scattered. I will be using one term very often in the class, and that is indicative meaning. Why? Because nasara actually means he helped. So if I write here nasara and next to nasara I write yansuru, means he is helping or he will help, and then I write unsur means you help. So then I have to write so much translation. And if I do that on the lesson slides, then the slides will get so much muddled up, you will not be able to understand what's written. So what we will do is, we will be using the indicative meaning. So when I say dhahaba yadhhabu, I'll say indicative meaning is to go. Nasara yansuru, indicative meaning is to help. Kataba yaktubu, indicative meaning is to write. So this will help us understand the meaning in just very few words. So I hope everybody's clear. There are three type of verbs in Arabic language: al-madi, al-mudari, al-amr. Verb can be made up of three root letters or four root letters. Most of the verbs in Arabic language are made up of three root letters. So it's going to be, inshallah, very, very easy. Now, another thing, how will you, is there a name for three root letters? Right? Yes, there is. So let's have a look at that. Almost all Arabic verbs can be traced back to a three-letter verb. There are the remaining few exceptions that trace to a four-letter. As we just said, thulathi and rubai, there are more verbs are three letters and less are four. To understand the verb, you need to understand the pattern of the verb. And I understand and I hope that you appreciate the meaning of pattern. Because when you have the pattern, you can identify the word. Let me quickly give you something because we are running out of time now. There is something called in English active participle, or in Arabic is called ismul file. What is ismul file? Ismul file basically tells you who is doing the work. So kataba is the verb kaf, ta, and ba. But there is a pattern. There's a pattern in Arabic language according to which pattern, if you will add alif between kaf and ta, now that will become the doer of the action. Kataba is the action of writing, but what do you say to a person who's writing? Katib. Qatala means he killed somebody. But if you want to talk in generic terms about qatil, simply add alif between qaf and ta, qatil. Qatil means murderer. Samia means to listen. If you simply add alif between sin and mim, it becomes sami', the one who is listening. Sajada means to prostrate. If you add alif between sin and jim, sajid means the one who is doing sajda. You see, this is beautiful. What is the pattern? Pattern is fa'il. So once you remember the pattern fa'il, fa, alif, ain, and lam, now pick any verb. Almost many verbs will apply on that formula, but not 100% verbs because there are other considerations as well. But many verbs, you just pick the three-letter verb, put alif between first letter of the verb and second letter of the verb, and there you go. You are ready with the ismul file. Now you see how difficult was it for me to say first letter and second letter? It's difficult, right? Is there an easy way to say instead of first letter and second letter? If I, or I do have to always say first letter and second letter? There's a way. What is the way? The way is, this is a fa'ala, one verb, right? And this is the pattern the grammarians have chosen for the pattern. So, and kharaja is on the pattern of fa'ala. You see, kha, ra, jim is like fa, ain, and lam. So what is kha is called? Kha can be given the name of fa kalima. Ra can be given the name ain kalima. Jim can be given the name lam kalima. Or in English, you can say first radical, second radical, third radical. So any verb you bring on the pattern of fa'ala, you can call the first letter of the verb is fa kalima, or in English, first radical. When you want to talk about the second letter, you will simply say ain kalima, and everybody in the world who is doing Arabic will understand what you mean by ain kalima. Or you could say second radical. Or if you want to talk about the last letter of the verb, you will say jim kalima. Sorry, if you want to talk about this jim in kharaja, you will say lam kalima, or the third radical. Let's do the examples and you will understand what do I mean by that. So you have a pattern of fa'ala. If I ask you dhal coming on the pattern of what? On the scale of fa'ala, dhal is coming under the fa. So it will be called fa kalima. If I write this dhahaba here under fa'ala, where is this ha be going? Is it fa kalima, ain kalima, lam kalima? It is ain kalima. If I ask you sisters, ba, on the pattern of fa'ala, what is this kalima? You will say it is lam kalima. Jalasa is the same verb like fa'ala. You see, same writing. Fa, fatha, ain, fatha, lam, fatha. Jim, fatha, lam, fatha, sin, fatha. So if I ask you, lam, what kalima is that? You will say it's an ain kalima. If I say sin, what kalima is that? You will say it's lam kalima. If I say jim, what kalima is that? You will say it is fa kalima. Now, once you know about these kalima, then I don't need to say to you, oh, if you want to make a small file, add alif between kaf and ta. Add alif between kaf and ta of kataba to make it katib. Add alif between qaf and ta of qatala to make it qatil. Add alif between sin and jim of the verb sajada to make it sajid. Instead of, I could say to you, in the verb sajada, just add alif after fa kalima. So this rule will apply after all fa kalimas. So here add, for example, alif, zahib, the one who's going, jalis, the one who's sitting, nasir, the one who is helping, sami', the one who is listening. And for karuma, you could have a different pattern. So as I said to you, not everywhere this alif formula will fit, because then other patterns are there as well. And if you remember the patterns, we have done mamnu min as-sarf in previous levels. There is one word, masajid. It's mamnu min as-sarf. It doesn't accept tanween. But how do you know masajid is mamnu min as-sarf? Because we know the pattern is mafa'il. Mafa'il. What is mafa'il pattern? Two letters before, two letters after, in between alif. Look at masajid, mim sin, after that alif, and jim dal. After that is after alif is jim dal. So I hope you are getting the idea of the verbs and the patterns, and you see how beneficial it is. Coming back to this slide to revise it once again without any additional information, what was just coming through, so that it can expand our understanding. All the verbs, three-letter verbs, will be identified like this. First letter of the verb will be called fa kalima. Second letter of the verb will be called ain kalima. Last letter of the verb will be called lam kalima. If I want to test myself, I have a verb sami'a. I'll look at these three letters. I'll ask myself, what does this mean? Is it a fa kalima, ain kalima, lam kalima? I think it's meme is ain kalima because in the middle. So let's go there and check meme. Oh yeah, meme is ain kalima. Then I go to this nasara and I think, what is this ra? Is this ra fa kalima, ain kalima, lam kalima? But I'm thinking lam kalima means on the pattern of fa'ala, last letter of the verb. This ra is the last. So it should be lam kalima or the third letter. Let's go and check. Alhamdulillah, this is lam kalima. This is correct. Then I go to jalasa and I say, what is this lam doing here? It's in the middle. So on the pattern of fa'ala, jim is the fa kalima, lam is the ain kalima, and seen is the lam kalima. So what is this lam here? What it is on the pattern of fa'ala, it is coming under what? We see it is coming under ain. So this is lam kalima. I hope, sisters, you got that. And if you had any difficulty, let me tell you one thing, we will be repeating these things very often. We're just starting that, right? Hopefully you will get, inshallah, from the admin, the notes as well as assignment, which will be about this. So you have to just read it few times, look at few verbs here and there, and hopefully you will be able to understand. And we will be repeating these things in future very often, so you will not feel missed out. If you feel overwhelmed, if you feel, oh, I didn't get 100%, it is okay, it is normal. This is from Shaitan, who wants us to think that we should understand everything in one go. We should have 100% information in one go. If that would be the case, we could have just picked the book up, sisters, and read it in one night and said, okay, everything is done. No, things takes time. Concepts takes time to sink in. So don't worry about it. Hang in there. Do revise the lessons. Do go through the exercises. Do go through the recordings. Hopefully, everything will become very, very clear. I have certain limitations, sisters. I wish I could just cut the course into half, but I can't do that because we are doing Madinah Arabic book. So we have to go by what is coming in the book. I can't devise my own curriculum and say, you know what, instead of 5 concepts or 3 concepts coming in the book, let's say 1 concept. So I have to go by what is coming in the book. And Sheikh Abdul Rahim, he's famous all over the world. His books are the best books for English speaking audience to learn Arabic language. So please hang in there and don't think it is more or it is less. In future lessons, inshallah, you will see that all things are coming in one place, like it happened in book 1. In the level 1, you were thinking about so many things. By the time you finish book 1, now so many things are so much hardwired in you, you don't even need to think about it. You look at the word and you know what is harf jar and what is ism majrur. You look at mudaf and you look at mudaf ilayh, and you look mubtada and you look at mubtada khabar. You immediately understand that, right? Inshallah, it will be like that. So if there's nothing else, we'll end the class for today, sisters. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much for coming. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.